Welcome, my name is Matt, aka RoadJedi88. We are getting into Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes Grand Arena Setup Phase. As you can see, I've already saved in, but it's offered for me to resave. Yours, if you haven't touched anything yet, it should say join. Press that join button or resave to make sure you are locked in for that Grand Arena. This is a week-long process. Day 1 is setup. Day 2 is preview to your first opponents. Day 3 is attack phase. Day 4 is preview to your second opponent. Day 5 is attack phase against your second opponent. Day 6 is preview to your third opponent. And Day 7 is attack phase on your third opponent. So, at the start, I'm sitting at Carbonite 5. I've only been back into the game for a few months after going about 5 years of not playing. And this is a rebooted account that I've got going here. With that said, Grand Arena. One of the things you probably will find if you're in the early phases trying to rank up is that because this game has been out for a while, there's been a lot of players who have played and a lot of players who become inactive. A lot of those inactive players didn't delete their account, and they may have demoted in the rankings of Grand Arena, but their teams are sitting in our way now, and we still have to end up fighting through them. That's not the case for all of the opponents you go through. Many of them are active still. Some don't even pay attention to Grand Arena. Some do. They're just like me, trying to build back up or something like that. Or they could be like you, just simply trying to build up in it. One of the things you want to do in setup phase is edit your defense. One thing I have seen some of my opponents do, and I strongly recommend not to do. Of course, I am taking a gambling chance because for all I know, tomorrow I might be getting a preview phase of you as my first opponent. Who knows? I don't know. We don't get to see that part until tomorrow. But one of the things I do see when we go into tomorrow, they'll show us a preview phase of who we're up against. It'll give us a chance to see their list of characters, their list of heroes, and it'll give us a chance to get an idea of just how strong they are. We're not going to get to see how they have their defense, the opponent's defense, set up the way we get to see ours. They're not going to be able to see ours either. Only we can. Go ahead, and with the 5 versus 5, I would recommend teams like Jedis and Phoenix squads, Night Sisters, Geonosians, if you have them, Relic Amplified up, maybe Bounty Hunters, somewhere in the team for defense. Make sure you have strong offense players. But one thing I have seen, and I'm going to stress this as a bad idea. You can look at this board as if it was a chessboard. You know, you have the pawns set up in the front line, and you have your queen, your rook, the bishop, and the knights set up in the back line. Those are the most powerful players on the chessboard. The most, of course, is the queen. But I have seen some players have their defense set up with a sabotage approach. What I recommend, if you see a front line of your opponents weak as all get out, yeah, take advantage of that because they are giving you points. You want those points if you want to beat them. Do not set your defense up like that because then you're giving away your territory points to them. Unlike chess, flip the board. Put your strongest characters in the front. Make them have to work for those points. Make them bleed for it. If they really want your territory points, make them suffer for it. How bad do they want your territory points? That needs to be the point. I have seen opponents set up their weak squads in the front, only to find a sabotage in the back, or basically or not a sabotage, but an ambush, basically set up in the back. Don't walk yourself into that ambush. Now, and then of course you need to have a strong fleet, just in case they do manage to get through your front line. You got to make sure your fleet's defended as well, with the strongest capital ship and your strongest ships that you have available. And then you have the 5 versus 5 and 3 versus 3. So, like in this case, I am keeping Jedi's up over here. My Ahsoka is in the lead. I'm keeping Relic Amplified characters in the front line. They are my strongest characters. They are my strongest defense. My Phoenix defense that I have right now, and keep in mind, as you are continuously playing the game daily, you are also enhancing your characters daily. The dynamics of your squads are going to change. So this is one reason to go into edit defense. They're really not just only in the setup phase, but even throughout the in the previews phases to organize. If you manage to get a new character built up strong enough, that might be better for defense than a character you might have in place if you need to make any kind of adjustments or replacements. But like here, I have Hera and Rex and Ezra with the Phoenix, because Rex rallies up the team. Hera is a support; she's a leader. All three, because of Rex being in the squad, they will all collectively fight together at once. That kind of puts a little bit of an effort on the defense they have to put up, or the opposing team, your opponent, to have to put up with, because I mean they can't make an attack without some kind of retaliation from the whole squad coming at them. If you have Night Sisters, like with Odaka and Mother Talzin and the zombies, Talia and Asajj Ventress, Relic Amplified up, which I don't have all of those yet. That's why I don't have them in my front line. If I did, I would put them up front. Or say the Geonosians, Relic Amplified up. They kind of swarm in like hornet's nest that's been messed with. They create a handful for your opponents to have to put up with. And when they're Relic Amplified up, modded up, rarityed up, leveled up, geared up, all that stuff, ability built up, I mean, make them have to bleed to get through that front line. Don't put your weakest players in the front, because even if they are trying to create an ambush situation in the back, they still just gave you some points. Nothing says you have to attack the back line when you see that. But if you want to be able to take on your opponent's whole territory, what I recommend, because you have to have your defense, you also have to have an offense team, right? Who are you going to use to attack? Don't set up all of your strongest characters all in your defense. Make sure you split the difference with some of your strongest characters. Like I'm saving my Darth Vader, who can actually get away with bonus turns. He's abilitied up. His abilities are powered up. He's modded up. He's Relic Amplified all the way up to 10. He's rarityed up and leveled up, which means, I mean, when he goes to get a bonus turn, he can literally take a shot at each and every single one of the squad members, depending on how strong they are, of course. If they have a taunter, then that will throw my Darth Vader off. But that's just one example. Make sure you have strong characters for your offense as well. In the event that you see a weak front squad line, I'm not saying that they are setting up an ambush, but what if? Have contingency plans. Since you can't lay out your offense on a board in preparation the way you are your defense, this is going to have to be something you do in the back of your mind, or you plan ahead in your mind. or on a piece of paper on the side, whatever, however you want to plan ahead for your offense. I would recommend having at least like your primary offense. Obviously, you're gonna want those to be your strongest characters. But if you see a front line with characters that you know your primary offense can just blow right through, no problem, have a secondary like a secondary strong offense as well. Maybe a tertiary, a third strong one, because you got 3 squad battles you got to deal with. This one before the ships could very well be could be loaded up with the strongest defense that they might put, keeping you from getting to their fleet. But the Southern Territory, because they might possibly have an ambush set up in the back ready for you, have like a secondary offense team that's a little bit weaker than your primary. In preparation to address that front line of your opponent's defense, so that you're saving your primary for the big surprise that could be in the back. Just a recommendation. If you were to see that possible scenario possibly taking place, you don't know for certain. You're not going to be able to see what's in the back line until you get past the front line. But you don't want to accidentally walk yourself into an ambush and not have your strongest players able to use, because you just wasted them on their front line. So keep that in mind when you're preparing your defense and planning ahead with who you want to utilize as your offense against your opponent over here. With that said, I wish you the best of luck with your Grand Arena. If you are someone who's doing like the pay-to-play or not doing the pay-to-play approach, you're actually playing standard, and you have a lot of weak players, not enough strong players, and you're just kind of in the startup. You're in the early phase trying to build up, which is understandable. We all had to be there at one point, and not all of us can do the pay-to-play. Save your weakest characters for the back line. Flip the chessboard. Put your strongest in the front, your weakest in the back, if that is your situation. But with all that said, I wish you the best of luck. This is the setup phase with Grand Arena, Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. And may the Force be with you. Thank you for following. Subscribe to the channel, like the videos, comments, questions, suggestions down below. Once again, may the Force be with you.